Hey guys, and welcome back to the Greedy Little Pig Show. This week, we've got 4 loads, although technically one of them probably shouldn't count. But we did a little bit of finessing to help ourselves out, and it paid off big time. By the end of the week, our average revenue per mile was insane, and our net profit was even crazier. So stick around. Let's get into it. We started the week in Denver. And when it came time to start looking for loads, all I could find were these long deadheads out to Kansas and Nebraska. Now that's fine if the load is paying well, like something that goes deep into Florida or a long run to the Northeast. But there was nothing like that available. Then I saw there was a local run that needed to be delivered that same night. So I messaged my dispatcher and volunteered to take the local in exchange for something that picked up right there in Denver, just to avoid all those empty miles. He immediately got back to me with a secret load, picking up in Colorado and going to California. But first, we had to knock out this local Denver run. It was only 14 miles, and we got paid $47.12 to run it. Nothing exciting, nothing special. I'm not even going to do a montage for it. We'll just add it to the pile and move on. After the local run, we deadheaded just 14 miles to go pick up our next load. From there, we were loaded 1,138 miles for a grand total of 1,152 miles. This run paid $3,283.09, which breaks down to an average of $2.85 a mile. Not bad at all for our first real run of the week. Let's go, folks! Once we delivered in California, we deadheaded 172 miles up to Salinas, California, where we picked up a load of strawberries heading all the way to Costco in Owatonna, Minnesota. We were loaded 1,967 miles for a grand total of 2,139 miles. This run paid $4,951.49, averaging out to $2.31 per mile. Let's go! And finally, after Owatonna, we deadheaded 17 miles to Faribault, Minnesota, where we picked up a load of super sacks filled with ground-up coffee for Keurig, the stuff that ends up inside those little pods everyone loves. We were loaded 1,319 miles, heading all the way to Essex Junction, Vermont. That made for a total of 1,336 miles. The load paid $3,985.10, which averages out to $2.98 per mile. And that wrapped up our week. Let's go! Alright guys, let's break down some numbers. Our total revenue for the week came in at $12,530.70. Our total deductions, which include the truck, fuel, tolls, and the student wage of $1,171.34, were $5,661.69. We had $156.49 in reimbursements, and $139.23 went into the tire fund. Our direct deposit for the week was $6,731.99, and after setting aside the usual $250 for the e-fund, that brings our net profit to $6,981.99. I'm pretty happy about this one, although starting next week up in Vermont might get interesting very quickly. All right, let's look at miles and averages. We ran 217 miles empty and 4,424 miles loaded for a grand total of 4,641 miles this week. Fuel for the week came out to $1,919.22, and after factoring in our fuel surcharge, our net fuel cost averaged 12.8 cents a mile. Our total revenue came out to $2.70 per mile, with an operating cost of $1.25 per mile, leaving us with a net profit of $1.45 per mile. So yeah, overall a killer week. Great miles, solid freight, and honestly some of the best numbers we've seen in a long time. Team training is really starting to pay off, and if we can keep this kind of pace up, the next few weeks are going to be wild. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in to another episode of the Greedy Little Pig Show. If you like following along with these breakdowns and the day-to-day of what it's really like out here on the road, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We've got some big loads coming up next week, and I'll catch you all on the next one. In the meantime, be safe and stay greedy, piggies.